Okay. Yeah, I've started the recording. So yeah, now today we'll discuss how exactly we need multiple inputs and how exactly to handle them when there are multiple inputs with the same function. Okay. Yeah. So let's just take a span. Okay. And and inside this span, this is just a list item one. Okay. Now let's just cut this. Let's just cut this, and it is two. Okay. This is the third one, and this is the second one. Now I'm just doing this so that we can have a view when we change them. Okay, how we can have a look at them. So how do we change? So now we take an extra attribute to each one of them. Okay, that is name. Name equals to list item one or just list item. Okay, now we take list item 2. Now we take another name, list item 3. Now why we are doing this? We need an identification from each of these inputs that we are handling, or we are making the changes on this particular item. So this particular input tag. So this, its name here is list item, its name here is list item 2. So we are just taking the same state variable name as the name. Okay, that way we'll get to know which item we are changing and which item we are not changing. Now let's go to this function. Now event will have many properties, where in which event dot target dot value will be one of the property. In the same way, event dot, not here, let's just do it here, event dot target dot name. Okay, so event dot target dot name will be the input attribute name attribute. Okay, input name attribute that we just now put list item or one or two. Now let's just see. See, we are just typing on the first input. See, it is the name handle to do change ke right side list item. Now we go to the second input. We just type 2 list item 2. Okay, now we type list item 3. Okay, now see, the one that you are typing, there are list item. No, nothing is there. Okay. So you got this right. Why we are doing this name, and how we are getting that. Now let's just set it. So we take the event dot target dot name into a variable called const name equals to event dot target dot name. And while setting it, instead of we setting it to list item or list item 1 or list item 2 individually, we just take whatever name we are getting here. Okay, whatever name we are getting it from the event dot target dot name. Now let's see. Okay, HK. Okay, see, now you see in this list item 1 equals to HK, PK, list item 2 PK. Let me break them down so that we'll have a better look. SK. Okay. We are getting some disturbance. Can you mute yourself? Okay. Now let's see. Okay. So list item one, we don't have any value when we type HK. Shit. It's okay. Yep. Now we type HK. See HK. Okay. Now, okay, with third input. Have you guys understood how? So we are taking each and every individual name for each and every input tag. Okay, that way we take the input name and we set to that name ka value. Wherever that name is used, to whichever inputs that name is used, we are setting the value to those list items. Okay, have you got this, or do you have any other doubt? Guys, please respond so that we stay on the same page. If you don't if you guys don't respond, I'll ask some questions, that way we'll understand where do we stand.
Please
It's
repeat
clear,
from.
Harish.
Okay, everyone, Divya,
Yes,
Deepika,
Harish.
Suresh,
Shanvaz.
can you please repeat
Yes,
once?
Harish,
Yes,
it's
yes.
clear.
Okay, somebody asked me to repeat it. See, so we are taking multiple inputs, right? Let's just break it down. Okay. Now, to each and every input, we have a value. What that value is, list this dot state dot list item, this dot state dot list item 2, list this dot state dot list item 3, right? To each and every input tag, we have three input values. They are empty by default at first. Okay. Now, when we type on this handle dot to do change event, like when we click on this, when we type on this input, this is the on change function that occurs, right? Clear until now?
Yeah, it's clear, Harish.
Yeah,
Continue.
until now. So when we pass this input will have many attributes, right? I've already shown you the other day. These will have many attributes, and among those attributes, name and value are one, are a few. So event dot target. So what target means? This particular input. Okay, and target dot value is this dot state dot list item where we type. Target dot name is nothing but list item. And clear until now?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay.
Yes, Harish.
Now we are getting the name, like we are getting the value and setting it to the input value of that particular name. Okay. Now let me show it here. Even when we click on handle to do change, we are getting an event object, and inside that event object we are having event.target.name. Target is nothing but the input tag. Uske andar hai name. So that name we are giving as list item 1 here, right? List item. And we are storing that event.target.name in a constant called name here. And this particular name, when we are setting it, we are taking that dynamically from the input, from the event. Okay. So whenever we type on handle to do change of the first input, we get the list item here. When we type on the second input tag, we get list item 2 here. When we type on the third one, we get the list item 3 here. Okay, that way we are dynamically having, like we are not so now you see any number of input tags you have, you will just have to declare name over there, and based on that name you apply the set state. Based on that you update the state variable. Now, now you should be understanding it. Harish or the Shanwas, who was that?
Yeah, now it's clear, Harish.
Yeah, okay. So see, now again I'll show you here. This is the first input, right? The first input we are getting whenever we type on that, we are getting the name. That name is nothing but the list item. That is the first input list item, right? Now, when we type on the second one, second input, see, we are getting the list item 2 here. We are getting that state and we are setting that name has this one, and we are setting the input value that we are typing. Okay, clear until now?
Yeah, it's clear,
Yes,
Harish.
Harish.
Okay, so this is how we manage multiple inputs. Everybody clear? Deepika, Devi, and
Harish, just click on that add to do button. We'll see how output looks.
okay. See, now we click on add to do, and we are always taking the first input, right, and adding it to the list here. So that way, let me go ahead and click on add to do. So here we are taking not all, we are not taking all the list items here, but we are taking the new item as only this dot state dot list item, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
if we want to add all the list items that we typed, okay, let's do that also. Now item array dot push, not just the new item here, but this dot state dot list item 2. And now let's just a minute. So now help me understand, guys. Should this work? Just a minute, let me put my charger on. Should that work?
Without assigning that the state dot list item 2 to any of the variable, and then taking the variable and pushing it, it I think it will work. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
You're
just
just taking the values directly, right?
yep.
Instead of assigning
So
it to a variable separately.
exactly. So let's try it out and then I'll explain. Okay. Yeah. So now we've typed the first input, second input, third input. Okay. Now clicking on add to do. Basically, what our expected output should be is to add all these 3 inputs to the class, to the list item or whatever. Okay. All those got added. And let me tell you how. So when you so for the first input, we were actually doing this dot state dot list item equals to new item. We were just taking that copy and we were just pushing that copy into the item array. Now in this, for the list item 2 and list item 3, we are not making that copy, but we are always updating this dot state dot list item when we type, right? So when we type, so this state is nothing but a variable. Though we make a copy of it, though we don't make a copy of it, it doesn't it's not, it doesn't bother. So we are just taking the this dot state dot list item as a variable of this particular class, and we are pushing it. But the main important thing that we need to consider is this list item to getting updated as soon as we type into it or not? That is the main thing that we need to check, right? Now we don't, so we are already seeing the list items here, right? State list item, the state list item 2, state list item 3. When we type on the second one, it is updating, right? That is why we are seeing state dot list item 2. Okay, right? Now we click on add to do. The first one was empty, the third one was empty, only the second one was added to the list. And after that we haven't done anything. We are not setting it to empty to make it empty, right? Yeah, now let's guys do this, and then we'll jump on to the next one. Just take 2 or 3 inputs in your input like in your app.js file and add those. There is nothing much to do. You have those input tags yesterday, like input tag yesterday, right? The one that you had yesterday. Just copy that and paste it. Okay, just copy that and paste it. Add a name to each one of the inputs, and log that input name in the handle to do change method. Log that name in the handle to do change method. And update it dynamically. You guys clear? Am I audible?
Yes, Harish.
Yes, Harish, it's clear, and we are doing it.
Yep. Guys, let's do it fast so that we get onto this next topic. Devi and Deepika, are you guys clear? You guys are doing it?
Yes, sir, I'm trying.
Okay. Rohit Kara, what about you? You still don't have a laptop?
Yes, sir. I will get it from Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. See, even if you don't have a laptop, I accept it, but try and find a way to practice this, because if you don't practice, it'll just vanish from your mind. If you practice something that way, it'll be there, and if you keep reading, or if just looking at it, keep looking at it, it won't make any good for us. Try and find a possible way to work on it. Okay. Just take a new input tag, give a name to it, and just 2 inputs is fine. Yesterday you had 1 input, give a new input today, and you log that name in the handle to change method, event.target.name, and using that name, you basically update the value to that particular name. And please send a screenshot in the WhatsApp group.
Can you just go a bit down?
Yeah. We have just taken a new name here. This it's your wish. Like if you want to type it, and if you just want to see it over there, that is okay. Guys, done. It shouldn't take much time. All the code is there. You just need to copy paste and change minor things. Guys, please respond. Rohit, Shanwa, sorry, not Rohit, Shanwaz, Harish, Divya.
That's doing Harish.
See, all you have to do is just copy paste few lines of code. Okay, I think you have to create this dot state dot list item here inside that state. Maybe declare this one more. I'll give you 2 more minutes. Anybody facing any errors or any parenthesis missing? Any bug? Let me know.
In add to also we had to give 3 console logs for different items.
No. See, console log, it is just for our understanding. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
You need not. I just wanted to show you when we type how it is going. So that's why. Just console log dot console the name that we are using and update them accordingly. And when we click on add to do, we just push all those items. Okay, fine. Done. Guys, Harish, Shanwas.
Yeah, it's almost done. Just a minute. Harish.
Soumya, are you doing or you're just seeing the video? I mean, seeing the class?
I'm doing it parallelly, but somehow there's something wrong. Whatever I'm typing in the input, it is not showing. Like I cannot type anything in my input.
Okay. You can't type anything. Then at that point of time, you need to check how we are passing the onChange value. So onChange function call. Is this correct here? what you're typing?
Even. Yeah, it is
Event.
correct.
Okay. Now
Yes.
let's next what do we need to see check is
It's handle to do
yeah,
change, right?
yeah.
Yes. Event console. Yes. This is absolutely correct.
Okay.
I didn't find anything wrong in this.
Maybe send a pic over the WhatsApp. Then maybe
Yeah.
this function is fine, like handle to do change.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you give the name to this or name and value to the input?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Send out a screenshot. Send out a picture on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Apart from Soumya,
Harish, getting like error, it's mentioning like syntax error. So
syntax
what?
error where?
Shall I share this because it's not
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
any proper error. I'll share the screenshot.
yeah. Send a screenshot. That way we'll understand where we are going wrong.
Yeah, I shared it in the group. The output error where I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. See this dot set state of name. When you are doing that name, you have to embrace them with normal square brackets, not the curly brackets.
Is it for me, Harish? You're telling?
Somebody shared Divya. Yeah, Divya. It's for Divya.
Yeah, where you are telling the correction.
See, in the line number 42, when you are setting the state,
Okay.
after set state, you embraced the name in curly braces, right? See, like in this particular image.
Yes.
So that needs to have square brackets, not the curly brackets.
Sure, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, everything is fine. And in the input, text L name, F name. Okay, so when we are taking name, guys, the name and whatever the value of that this dot state dot list item is there, right? That needs to be similar. Soumya, I think it is Soumya.
Yeah, Harish.
Yeah, so you've taken the name as L name and F name, right? You can do
Yeah.
that, but if that value, the state, variable, state variable also should be the same as L name or F name.
Which
Normal
means
name,
list item 2
yeah,
and list item should be as F name and
F
L
name
name,
and L
right?
name, correct? Yes, correct.
And everywhere I need to change that.
I think there are only two places that you need to change. That is while declaring the state variable on top,
Okay,
and
it's better. I'll change it here in the name.
name. Yeah, that's correct. Rohit, sorry, Shanwaz, Harish, where do we stand? Devi.
Harish, small question.
Mhm.
Actually, I got the output, but whenever I'm inserting an input value in the first field, it's taking directly to all three fields and it's not changing.
That means, that means you have given the same name to all the inputs. Is that correct? Can you check the name?
Yeah, I gave different names like list item 2 and item 3 as you gave. I gave the same.
While setting the state, are
Yeah,
you,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just, yeah. I gave
maybe the
same
same
like
name,
item.
right? Shanwaz, Harish,
Yeah, for me also same problem by the I'm
Devi, Supriya.
I have a question, Harish.
Mm-hmm.
I entered the two inputs at the same time and clicked on the add to do button.
Mm-hmm.
It got like updated. The list got updated with the two things at the same time.
Nice.
But the second input thing,
Is not
like it is
cleared.
not getting cleared. Yeah.
Yeah. So it
You
is not
wrote,
getting cleared. We did not write the, did you write this particular piece of code?
your
If
voice
you
is
can see
completely
my,
breaking. I'm not sure.
if you can see my screen, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
See,
It is
after we are
clearing the
push,
input thing.
yeah, after we are pushing the items array into items, we are setting the list item 2, list item 3 to empty strings. If you are doing this, it should clear. If you are not doing this, it should not. It would not. See line number 76 and 77 that we are seeing.
I did that.
Even though it's not working.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell.
Okay. Okay. That's not a big issue. We'll look at it later. That's okay. And now, other than that, Divya, did you solve that out? Harish or Shanvas, did you solve it out?
Yeah, yes, Harish.
Okay, nice. Yeah, let's go to the next topic, guys. We are taking so long to for small things. Okay, nice. Fine. So now next thing that would be discussing is see now we have an add to do button and we are showing all these input tags and all. What if we want to hide everything based on a click? Okay. Now let's see and take a new button here. Okay. Hide / show everything. Okay, now we take a new function, toggle content. Okay, so this is just a new button and we are creating a new function. When we click on this when we click on this button, we are calling this function and this toggle content. Everybody is able to hear me? No voice breaking and all, right?
You can hear it clear, Harish.
Okay, nice. So we are creating a new function here. Okay, nice. Yep. Okay. So when we open or when we call this function, now let's just console.log something that we see this function is getting triggered. Toggle content, right? Now what do we need to do? We take a new state variable in this dot state. Okay, that is show content is, and we take it as a true or false. Now false. Okay, now initially let's just take it true. Based on this true, so when we see, so if we take this show content as true, that means we need to see the content, we need to be able to see the content. Okay, when we make this as false, we need to hide all the content. And how are we going to do that? Okay, in the toggle content we can change the this dot state dot show content to true or false. Now let's just take let show content, let just show equals to this dot state dot show content. So we are taking that this dot state dot show content and storing it in a variable called show. Now this dot state of object. Now show content colon opposite of show. Okay, what is opposite of show here?
Hide.
Uh, okay, not the word exactly, but how do we negate this show? This show now has true, right, based on the content that we declared above. How do we negate this show?
Do we use any not operator or something?
Exactly, not show, right? So when we have this as true, the not show will be false, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the show content will now be false, correct? When we click on this toggle content button.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do we hide or show the content based on the show content variable? See, everything here that we are writing is JavaScript, pure JavaScript. So we can just create a new JavaScript expression. This dot state dot show content. So basically we can write more of a if and else blocks, like, based on that we can show the content, show the what do we say, JSX, right? So if this dot state dot show content is true, we can basically do this true, or we can basically keep it this way. This means this is this dot state dot show content, this means it is true, right? You guys know ternary operator, this thing? You guys know this ternary operator? This is more of a conditional operator.
Yeah, we'll use it for if else.
Yeah, right. It is more of an if block and else block. So if this dot show content is true, then we execute this particular piece of code. And if this dot show content is false, then we execute this particular piece of code. So this is how an if and else block in a basic JavaScript we can write. Okay. Now we enter on there, and we basically put all the content that we are showing inside that. Okay, we just cut it there. We take a new div and we paste it inside that. Okay, and when we don't show that, what do we need to show? Null. Just a null. That means nothing. Let's just copy this button also and put it over here. Right? Now, should this work? When we are having this dot state dot show content is equals to true, then we will show this content. And when this dot state dot show content is false, we will hide this content and we will just show null. Null is nothing but nothing. We don't see anything. We will just see this button. Okay. Now
Is
let's
this
just
the only way to do this, or we can't use if else keywords?
Yep, we can do that. Let's go to that after this one.
Team, this is Vishwa. Harish,
Yeah, hi.
1 minute. Harish. Yeah. Team, any questions? Please feel free to ask now. If you don't know, just tell that I don't know, and so that Harish will explain you. Okay, it's okay. We are delay 1 minute. That won't be any problem. But don't be in imagination that if Harish is telling you, if you don't know, just tell don't know. Otherwise, what happens? You will be having a question in your mind, and it will not resolve forever. Okay. Good, Harish. It's going very good. Keep it up.
Yep. Nice. Okay, thank you, Vishwa. So nice, guys. So now we do see all this content, right? To take class, the inputs and the list items and the add to do button. When we click on this when we click on this hide or show everything button, see everything push. When so this toggle content was called, and we took the this dot state dot show content true into a variable and we negated it. This means we were setting it to false. Now this dot show content is false, right? When this is false, what were we seeing? Nothing, so null. Now when we click on this show or hide content again, see, we are able to see the content, right? Show content, show content or hide. Now why are we seeing this to take class? Can anybody tell me?
That is given at the top somewhere. It has been set.
Right. So this is not inside the div or that what we are seeing, right? If we can place it inside this div and we can also make that disappear. That's okay. So now you guys understood how we do this dot state dot, how we use conditional operators, ternary operator, and how do we use it to hide or show the content, toggle content. Any doubts till now? Let me know. I'll explain it to you again if you have any doubts.
Harish, actually my signal got disconnected.
Okay.
Will you please quick explain once again this?
Yep. So
Yeah, my
when
call got
okay, your voice was breaking. So yeah, let me quickly explain it again. We are taking a button and we are calling a new function here, toggle content. Okay. Inside this toggle content, we are taking this dot state dot show content, and that variable we already declared in the state variable as a state variable. That is by default it is true. Okay. When it is true, we should be seeing the content, and when it is false, we should not be seeing the content. So that is our expected our expected output. Okay. Now we are taking this dot state dot show content in a just a variable, okay, show, and we are negating that show. So we are negating it means like this value right now, the show value right now is true, and we are negating that show. That means not of true, that is false. So we are setting it to false when we click on this function. Okay. Until now it's clear, Divya?
yeah, yes, it's clear.
Yeah.
Harish.
So now how do we toggle the content based on that? How do we hide and show the content based on that particular variable? We use ternary operator here. So everything that we are writing, this is pure JavaScript, correct? In the React,
Yes.
right? So
What is
yeah,
the question mark there, sir? It
exactly.
show content question mark
Yeah.
after that.
Yep. Let me tell you. So I'm just hiding all those things. Now, see, basically, this is called this dot state dot show content question mark, and here let's just take a string hello and colon, it is by, right? So what is this is a ternary operator. It is more of an if else. See, if we take this function, take this condition, and if this show content is true, we execute some code, else we execute some code, right? Do you get this, Rohit? You know this if and else, right?
Yes, I know it's
Yeah. So this if and else is nothing but this ternary operator. Okay. So basically this compiles and turns out into this particular piece. Okay. If this state dot show content, we are compiling the block that is inside this if. Okay. So this means we are returning here a single p with hello. And now in the else case, we are returning a single p with bye. So this piece of code is nothing but this hello. I mean this particular statement, right? You guys understood this? This is just a ternary operator, but JavaScript does not allow, or JavaScript or React does not allow you to use these if and else block statements. Okay, these block statements you can't do, but there is one more way to do it. Let's see that way. If you guys have understood this particular way, then we'll go to that other way. Clear until now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Harush.
Yes.
Everybody, Divya, Devi,
Yes, Harush, it's clear.
and
Yes, Harish, it's clear.
Deepika, Harish, Ashanwas, right? Okay, nice. Rohit, are you able to get that? Why we are
Yes,
using
yes.
ternary operator? So this is just a if and else block. Okay. Now there is one more way to do it. Let's just comment this out. Okay. Now what is that one more way? So after this render function, we are returning some JavaScript, right? Here. And before this return and after this render, we can do any JavaScript code we want. We can write any JavaScript code we want. Okay. Now let's just take the one that I pasted and not in the parenthesis. Okay. See. So if I just control format document, control plus shift plus I, everything gets this thing. Now let's remove these returns, because if we return it, the down block won't be reachable. Okay. Now, okay. Now we take let some content variable. Okay. Now we paste the content equals to p. Clear till now what we did? Content equals to null. See, what we are doing here is, after the render function and before we are returning some JSX, we are taking something called an if and else block. Okay, if and else block. If this dot show content is, if this dot state dot show content is true, then we will execute this particular piece of block, this particular piece of code. And if it is if that is false, if this dot show content is false, we will execute this particular piece of code. And now let me get this all div that we are copying, that we are writing it there, and let's just comment this whole thing out. Let me just put that all div here as this dot state dot so content equals to. Okay. Now what does this content hold? This particular JSX. Is that correct?
Yes, Harush.
Yeah. So this content is nothing but a variable, and inside this variable we are storing the JSX. We are storing the whole JavaScript object, this particular JSX code. Okay. Now, if that particular this dot state dot show content is false, content equals to null. And now what do we see here? Okay, now we let's just comment that all code out, and here we can basically write inside the curly braces content. So when you particularly when you control plus click on this particular content, it should basically take us to this particular block. Wait, what happened? Okay. See, when you click on this particular control and we click on this particular content, it is going to that particular piece. And same with here also. And same with here. See, it is going on referring to that particular piece of const, right? Now, what do we see? We are seeing an error. Const declaration requires an initialization value equals to some empty string or null. Right? Now that value should be going. Okay. We are seeing some, wait, what? Assignment to constant variable. Wait a second, guys. So we are taking constant equals to null. Okay, now let's just take letter, not content. Okay. Now we are seeing that content, right? Not it's okay. We can basically use any constant or a let, but const cannot be reinitialized, right? So let's just take let variable. So initially we are taking this let equals to a null, and if the show content is true, then we are assigning all our JSX code to this content, and if it is false, we are just keeping it null. Okay. Now how to hide and show everything. See, Soumya, this is one more way to do it. If we want, we can use ternary operator. If not, we can basically use inside this render, after this render and before we are returning something. So now how are we doing that particular content? How are we pasting that, rendering that content with this particular curly braces? So this is nothing but JavaScript, right? This
Yeah.
pure JavaScript. Okay. So this is one more way to do it. Any doubts till now, guys?
When do we use let and when do we use const?
So we use const where we are there are some array. If we take an array equals to, when we take a constant array, when we are changing that, so we use const where we don't assign or when we don't reassign that value. Okay, we use let in when we in those cases where we need to change that value. Okay, now we were taking a const before, that did not work out, right? Why it did not work out? Because
Because
we
it's
can't
changing.
change, yeah, we can't change that
Constant
content.
is nothing but a
Yeah,
fixed content.
yep,
If we
right,
don't,
right,
okay, got it.
yeah. And here let we took a let, and now we are able to update that content of the value of that content, right? Now that it worked. Okay, any other doubts still?
Same like const and let. Can we use any other predefined
Var.
keywords? Var. Yeah. Usually in JavaScript we use var most of the
Yeah,
time.
right. So this is just ES5's version of using the variables. Now ES6 and in ES6 you can use normally let and const. It is just given us a few more capabilities to create these variables in different ways. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Anybody? Anyone else? Any other questions?
No, Harish.
Deepika, Divya, Harish, Shanvas.
From my side, it's clear, Harish.
Okay, Shanvas is clear. Harish, what about you?
Yes, Harish, clear.
Okay. Soumya is clear. Devi, what about you, Devi?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
And Deepika. Okay. So if I ask you something, should you be able to answer now? Guys.
Hopefully.
Okay. Okay, then, yep. Now let me ask you this. How do we pass a variable, a parameter to this function? Divya? How do we pass a variable to this toggle content function?
Yes, Harish.
Yeah, how do we pass?
Like how you're asking, I think.
So how what particular piece of code needs to be changed here on
Okay.
this on click so that we should be able to pass a parameter to this function? If I want to go here and access this name or something, maybe event,
Okay.
how do I access this event? What particular piece of code needs to be changed in order for me to pass an event here?
Mm,
Harish?
Yes, Harish. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. What piece of code needs to be changed in order for me to pass an event here? Soumya?
Do we have to add a name or something to the button for the reference purpose? Or I
No.
didn't understood your question clearly.
Okay. So if I want to pass an event to this function,
In order to pass a parameter to that
yep,
particular function, what
function.
we are
What
supposed to do?
what exactly? What this on click should be changed to on after this value?
While declaring the toggle content, can we pass parameter there to change?
I am asking. See, if we do it like this, can we send an event to that?
Yeah.
Can we send an event like this? A parameter, event parameter to this as toggle content. Now we can
Declare,
access the event.
if you are
Yes, we
declaring
can do
toggle
like
content,
that.
Sorry.
if you are declaring toggle content, then only we can do like this.
Yes, man. So we have already declared this toggle content on the
Yes, yes.
top, right? We have already declared it. And now I want to pass an parameter to this event, pass this event parameter to this content, toggle content function. Now,
Yeah, the
what
way
we,
how you did it
yeah,
is right.
right. So this is how we pass a variable, a pass parameter to this function. This,
Usually passing a parameter to particular function, this is how we define it, right? The
right.
way how you did it. Okay. Okay.
Did you guys already not do this right when you were clicking
We
in a
did it for
clicking on
handle to do event, handle to do change. We did the same thing. We passed
right
event as
right now?
to
So yeah,
handle,
event
handle to do.
handle to do right. See, then why were you not able to see, guys? So when you do something, you should be able to answer how we should, you should just remember those things, how and why we are doing that, how to pass a parameter, how to not pass a parameter and call that function. So now here we were just passing that reference. Okay, and this dot add to do. If we want to, send a parameter here, if you do it like this, will this event call? So is this the correct way or not? Now, Shanwas, you tell me.
Yes, no, Harish, it's not clear.
Why is it not the correct way to do it?
Initially, we need to declare an event in braces. After that, we need to. Actually, we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
assigning a reference we are doing here.
Mhm. So is this not the correct way to refer to this add to do? What if I declare it like this? Like if I write this on click function like this, what happens? Not tell me. What
Actually, it
exactly this piece of code does? Yep, please answer.
will refers to add to do event.
Now let me just save it.
But in the add to do event, you are not passing any parameter. Will it throw an error or something?
Yeah.
It will not
So
change anything.
yeah, it will not change anything, but see, I just saved that unexpected use of event. Okay.
Harish, one more question. Is there any other way to pass the parameters? Not, or this is the only way to do that?
This is the only way as far as I know. If you see, what if we don't what if we don't pass a parameter here and we basically call this like this? What happens now? Can anybody tell me?
Yeah, without clicking a button, it will directly generate the output. I think.
Exactly. So without clicking the button, it will automatically call that function. So since this is pure JavaScript, right? So anything inside this braces gets executed when this page mounts. So when this executes, this add to function gets called immediately on the loading of this particular DOM. Okay. So that is why we need to perform it in this manner. Okay, in this manner. So that is why in this way, only when we click on this button, this function gets called. So this is the fat arrow syntax, or what do we say, arrow syntax functions. Okay.
Usually, after the add to do, there you have placed open brace and close brace, right? That whenever you load the page directly, it will take it. But now you showed the like we need to put the
Yeah.
braces in the front, and
Right.
we should not put the braces for the add to do, or do we have to put it?
No, we need to put it.
To
So if
both the
we,
sides?
yeah, both the sides. If we don't do this, see, maximum depth. This can happen when no, wait. Okay, now click on something and add to do. See, nothing is happening. Even if I click on this. So that means what this add to do is this dot add to do is just the reference. Okay, this is just the reference. If we give this only reference, then it will get called. But if we want to do it this way, we have to place parentheses on both the sides, brackets on both the sides. Okay.
But in this, we are not passing any parameter, right? Are we passing
Yeah, we are
anything?
not. We need not pass a parameter, but we can also call a function like this, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So if you want to pass a parameter, then we basically do this. If you don't want to pass a parameter, okay. But if we want to pass a parameter, we can do this. Now we can do this and still not pass a parameter. Is that also acceptable?
Yeah, as you said just now.
Yep. Yep. So we can do this.
Will it be both same, Harish? Like, if you're not passing any parameter and if you're not defining anything at all, like if you're just giving this dot add to do, and if you're defining this braces,
Right.
will it work same?
Yep. So both these are same, if that was your question.
Yes.
So yeah, these both statements are proper and correct, and both of these statements will work.
Yeah, both will work. Does the same work?
Sorry, does the same work?
So in the first statement, it is an empty without any, no parameters are being passed. We are
Right.
just doing it.
Right.
Second one is also this the same. If we want to pass a parameter, we can just include event or something in the braces,
Exactly.
right?
Correct. Both are correct. Both are same. Both of these refer to the same function. When both and when so when do we use this particular piece and when do we use this particular piece, that we need to understand. And now by now I think I hope you guys have understood when do we do what, right? Or no?
Can you repeat it, sir?
Yeah. See, I clicked on add, first add to do. Okay. Let me tell you one more time. So we can use both of these types of functions. We can refer to this add to do in two different ways. When you want to pass a parameter or not pass a parameter, this is one way to do it. So what this does is, this is just a fat arrow syntax function where once you click on this once you click on this button, this particular function gets called, and this returns this particular add to do. Okay. And if you don't want to pass any parameter, or just normally do just give a reference to this on click, this is one way to do it. If you want to pass parameters, event, okay, now event, now this add to do will be able to access event. Okay. See, add to do synthetic event. What if I click on the first button? Even then we are seeing event. Why? We haven't passed any event to this, right? Did we? Second function, did we pass any event to this add to do? Then how are we able to see that event? Add to do with event, without event, right? Now how are we doing this? If we click on with event, we are seeing the variable, I mean we are seeing the event, this thing here, but we are not passing any event here, even though we are seeing this synthetic base event. And why we are doing that? Because if we just want to pass event, we can do this also. Okay. The React JavaScript sends the event parameter, event object, or event object directly without even declaring this. But along with this, if you want any parameter that we need to send a string, right, then we can write this function. Okay. If you want to just write parameters without event, we can do this. If you want to also pass event and also other parameters other than event, you can do this. Or you don't want any other parameters but just access event on this dot add to do, you can also do that. So there are many ways you can access and play around. Str, and I will print this str here. Add to do with event. Oh, undefined. See, undefined. Wait. Okay. Oh, we were just passing only one thing, right? See, now we are seeing this, but in the event we are so in the function that we were seeing without event, right? Now you understood. Let me tell it to you once again. When you pass a parameter, anybody, I'm audible, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Because you know,
Yeah,
if you
audible.
guys keep that silent, I might lose that. I don't know if it it would mean my internet connection or okay. So when you pass this with a single parameter, you need to if you want to access event, you need to pass event also. Okay, if you don't want to pass any parameter but access event, this should work. Okay, this dot add to do will have automatically the first parameter as default event. Okay, event object. But while passing another parameter other than event and other than event, then you need to perform this. Okay, now this particular add to do, second add to do without event, will only pass event but not the string. That's why you won't be seeing the second str variable that we are printing here, right? Str parameter, that will be undefined. Clear till now?
Yes, Harish.
Yes, Harish.
Yes, sir.
Soumya?
Yes, Harish.
Okay.
Yes, Harish.
Okay, then yeah, I think that's all for today. Do some reading around this event and how do we need to pass functions and how do we need to pass parameters to these functions. And I'll give you a task shortly. Based on that, you'll get clear understanding on when to pass multiple events, when to pass multiple parameters, and you know how to use access event this thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Harish.
Yep. Okay then. Thank
Harish.
you guys. Any doubts till now? No.
Okay, Harish.
Yeah. Ping me if you have any doubts. I'll try to explain you.
Okay, Harish.
Yep. Okay then. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Harish.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Harish.
Yep.
Thank you, Harish. Thank you very much.